You can see what happened here. This is a petrol station. This tanker was here filling up the petrol station this morning when that rocket hit. Now, it must be said, 90% of the rockets that Hamas are firing are not getting through because of Israel's missile defense, but some are. I'm joined now by Yoram Levy. He's the chief spokesperson for Israeli Fire and Rescue. Can you just talk us through what happened and show us where the rocket struck?
Yes, the rocket, the hit was here, where you see the tractor now is taking off the debris, and because one of the sharpness hit also the tanker. The tanker was fueling the station, and it burnt off totally. And then, because of the big fire, 12 or 11 cars also were
exploded and
burned. Now,
some were thrown kind of 100 meters.
You can see the other cars. Unfortunately, one of the drivers is paralyzed. He couldn't get out from the car. Usually, when you hear the siren, you must go out, get out from the car, and take a shelter. And this one, he couldn't do it, so he was hit. He was first of all wounded and burned again. And the firefighters who reached the scene quite quickly, because the station is 2 minutes from here, took him out from the car and is now in a very bad condition in hospital.
Now, we've heard 90% of the rockets that Hamas are firing are not getting through because of the Iron Dome missile defense.
Yes.
How busy are you? Obviously very busy this morning here, but how many other incidents have you had similar to this?
We are busy because those who are not intercepted, because we know that they are not going to hit buildings, they fell on the ground, and it makes usually bushfires. So we have to turn off these fires as well. So we are busy, and we are working around the clock, 24 hours shifts instead of 24, 48 like we usually do. We get also extra manpower from the Home Front Command, firefighters from the Home Front Command. So we are working.
Do you think people are becoming complacent because of the Iron Dome?
Yes, unfortunately, yes. You are correct. Now I think after these two direct hits that with Ashdod already got this morning and last night, I hope that people from the Israeli people will realize that it's not so funny to go out and to take pictures of the Iron Dome working. They should take a shelter for 5-10 minutes and then go out.
Yoram Levy, thank you very much for joining us. Well, obviously the clear-up operation goes here. I should stress that most of these missiles aren't getting through because of Israel's superior missile defense. It's much more one-sided. The situation in Gaza, of course, hundreds of aerial strikes from the Israeli defense forces, and they are hitting their targets, causing devastation. Of course, the death toll inside Gaza is continuing to mount. Palestinian officials say that more than 80 people have been killed. Many of them, most of them, they claim, women and children. And, Stephen, there is no sign of a ceasefire anytime soon.
יש שם צוותים בתוכו. תשאל איפה עומדים, אם בערך הדובר ממקם את כולם מקום אחד, תשאל איפה כולם עומדים, זה כבר מסודר. נעבור לשם, אין בעיה.
Israel dramatically escalated its aerial assault in Gaza Thursday, hitting hundreds of Hamas targets. A military spokesman says the targets focused on underground tunnel networks and rocket launching sites. Palestinians reported at least 16 people killed in strikes that hit a home and a beachside cafe.
Here I have two brothers who are martyrs, and I'm looking for the third. The rescue service said they can't help me more, and they left. I brought a tractor on my own expense to work to look for my brother, and up until now, I can't find him.
Neither side is showing any sign of stopping their heaviest fighting since an 8-day battle in late 2012. Israel says Hamas must stop firing rockets from Gaza for Israel to consider a truce. Militants have fired hundreds of rockets, striking across the length of Israel. Israel's Iron Dome defense system has intercepted at least 70 projectiles destined for major population centers.
As long as Hamas keeps firing the missiles from within population centers, from within houses and streets and neighborhoods which are populated with civilians, they are exposing these civilians to retaliation and to backfire. They are putting their own civilians in harm's way, in stark contrast with international law.
A military spokesman says Israel has mobilized 20,000 reservists for a possible ground offensive into Gaza. But for the time being, he says Israel remains focused on maximizing its air campaign. A ground invasion could lead to heavy civilian casualties on the Palestinian side, while also putting Israeli ground forces in danger. Hannah Buchdahl, Associated Press.